Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel today. I hope you're doing well. I've been great. I got some videos uploading. I also have a video premiering right now as I'm making this video. Anyways guys, welcome to the channel. Now I was going to do a whole thing about it and read the whole patch notes, but I'm just gonna watch Flats's video. And I'm going to react to it, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it, okay? Also, just so you guys know, my manga tier list is, or not my tier list, but, my patch notes, reaction to that's out right now. And then, my third episode for the Mario Kart tier list is uploading. So, it'll be out by the time this video is out. Go ahead and check that one out for me, and, I'd appreciate it. Episode 4 will come maybe later this week or next week, I don't know. It depends on when this video gets released. Anyways, let's do this, guys. Make sure the volume is good, and here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Also, let me make sure audio isn't too loud, and here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
I feel like Aaron is about to make my whole day. I hope he's gonna make my day, because it's been a rough week. In our first director's take of the year, game director Aaron Killer looks ahead at the goals of 2024 and how the team plans to improve the core PvP game. Aaron, I need this, okay? I need this. There's never been a time in my life I needed it more than this moment. So please.
Also, to be clear, I've seen this video, the clip of Aaron talking. He basically talks about how what updates are coming to the game and things like that. It's 2 minutes long. So let's get into it.
Hello everyone and happy 2024.
Happy 2024.
So today's director's take is going to be the first part in a series where we talk about our values and our goals for the coming year. And specifically in today's piece, I want to talk about improving the core PvP experience of Overwatch. And even more specifically, I'd like to talk about improving the in-match experience of Overwatch. Okay. What actually happens inside.
So they're talking about not just improving the, game time. For example, there's a quicker mode going on right now, if you guys do not know. I'm going to try that out. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. I might record some gameplay tonight. I'm not too sure, but most likely tomorrow. I have tomorrow off, so I'm going to record some gameplay. And then I'll give you guys a little breakdown of my thoughts on it. So, yeah.
Now, it might seem kind of obvious to say that Overwatch is a team-based, hero-based, competitive first-person shooter. And when your team is working together, when every player is utilizing a hero to the best of their ability, and that team is executing a strategy in order to win a match, the game feels really magical. There's really nothing else like it. And we'd like to facilitate teamwork as much as we can. And so we'll talk about some of our thoughts around doing that in the director's take today. Now, players aren't always acting in the best accordance or with what's best in mind for their team.
Right.
And, whether or not, sometimes that can be pretty frustrating.
Right.
And so we're also looking at ways of reducing that frustration and maybe even giving players ways to operate
around it.
Not necessarily always depending on their team.
Got it.
We'll even go over a pretty juicy gameplay change that's coming in Season 9 with the purpose of doing some of that. Now, we're also running different experiments to find ways of improving the game. We just launched Quick Play Hacked, which is a whole new set of
which is what they're talking about.
Quick Play just through this weekend, where we're doing exactly that. We're running a different set of rules for the game in order to find some ways that we could potentially improve it. Now, in future...
For those who don't know, I haven't actually read the quick play hack thing. Last few days have been a fucking disaster. So I haven't personally
but
all of it.
well, yeah.
It's like they're just trying to speed up the pace of the game, but
Exactly. It's to speed up the pace of the game, make it quicker, and so that the game doesn't take as long to load into, and that the game itself is faster. So like respawn times are faster, payload is faster, capturing objectives is faster, everything is faster. So we'll see.
It's also game modes and live events that will be running through the year. And I think I'd even like to get into a bit of some of our longer term thoughts on different systems that we think could potentially help the game, and maybe even like much bigger features that could be coming further in the future. Okay, thanks for watching.
Yeah,
We'll see you
and so
again.
it's really quick. That was really quick.
We didn't really talk about anything though, right? You just talked about like things to work on,
Yeah.
and then the link to, I'm guessing the links to the blog post.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, so here we go. This is the stuff I haven't seen.
Yeah, but it was probably just an introduction to getting into the blog. I understand that. Like you didn't want to just basically wanted to just hop in and be like, oh hey, you know, like we're working on all these things. Here's some more details. So let's see how it goes. Hello everyone and happy 2024.
Happy 2024.
I thought it would be a great idea to talk about our view of 2024. This director's take will be one of a series where we frame up the year according to a set of values we're using to develop the game. These values translate into goals in specific additions and changes to the game. There's a ton of different things coming up this year that I want to share, so think of this as the first of a series of topics to cover. Okay, that's kind of what I figured from the video.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of things that he's going to cover off. Is to improve the core of the PvP game.
Is to constantly improve the core PvP game. Yeah, this is basically they've been talking about this for about 8 months, ever since like right before PvE disaster getting canceled. They basically like we're trying to become more of a PvP game, which is honestly the right call. But let's see. This is a broad topic spanning both in-game and out-of-game systems. Today I'd like to look at where we're at.
So yeah, they're gonna look at the combat itself, the how the match experience is. Sounds good. All right, Flats, keep going.
And go into some of the plans for the future. Additional director's takes in this series will look at.
Also, I just want to let you guys know, I don't have headphones right now, so I'm sorry about that. So because when I play the video, my microphone catches that audio, and I know sometimes it overlaps and it doesn't sound good. So what I'm trying to do is, like, when I'm letting the video play, I'm gonna have my microphone muted so it doesn't hear me, but then you guys can still hear the video. So that's the plan, that's the hope. So we're gonna see if it works out. I mean, obviously, if it doesn't, oh well, I gotta record or redo the video, but it should be good. So anyways, catch you guys soon.
At the systems surrounding the PvP experience, such as our competitive system, hero balance, and economy. I'll also take some time to talk about the future events in limited time game modes, as well as larger systems that have the possibility of coming to the game. Okay, sure. You guys okay? Okay. So let's get into the Overwatch gameplay. Starting with the obvious, Overwatch is a team-based, hero-based, multiplayer competitive shooter. Heroes, maps, and game modes are all designed to require teams to work together in order to successfully win a match.
Yes, and however, what he was stating in the video was like, sometimes you don't work together as a team, or sometimes you're not a full squad, so people don't communicate and things like that. So they want to make it more available, or at least what it sounded like to me was the players that are going to play the game and not communicate with the team, or people that don't communicate, or maybe not just that, but like if you just happen to not be able to communicate, you can still have some solo potential play potentially without having to rely on your team. So we're gonna see what they do with that, I guess.
When a team works together, each player uses their hero to their fullest potential while relying on each other to execute a strategy. The game feels magical. I'm guessing they meant like when a player does that. Oh, when a team works together. Okay, yeah, okay. There's really no other FPS like it. That's true.
Very true. Yeah.
There's a lot of things, especially
like Call of Duty is different. Like Overwatch makes you feel like you want to play as a team.
Overwatch 2 has kind of lost that magic.
But yes, it has what
but like it still has it, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
like glimmers of hope.
Yeah,
Right,
what Flats is saying is pretty true. So basically, he's kind of
However-
saying that like Overwatch 2 doesn't really feel like that team. It doesn't really feel like that team game anymore. It feels more of like a, oh, it's just like you go in and you play by yourself, like. But that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be work together. Let's group up. Let's do this. But it's not feeling like that. I mean, at least all the time. And that's maybe what they're trying to fix here. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what they want to do. I don't know if they want to make it where it's meant to be a team game, but if you do solo play, it can still work out. I don't know. We're trying to see what they're going to go for. So let's go for it.
When this isn't happening and players are working on their own, which happens a lot now, the game is far from magical and can become frustrating. The reliance on teammates can simultaneously be one of the best and worst attributes of the game.
Very true.
That's true.
Very true. Because if you can't rely on your team, then it's a team game and your team is not doing the thing, then it's like, what's the point of playing?
Making it easier for players to be part of the team while also lessening some of the pain when it is not happening. Okay? In fact, a lot of our goals for improving the core game stem from looking at Overwatch as a whole, improving the parts of the game that are working, and finding fixes for the parts that negatively affect the experience. Okay. Do we have any details, though? We've already implemented some of these features to align with this. The ping system and the newer spawn together both encourage team play.
Yeah. Well, I do agree with the ping system. I don't know if the newer... I mean... I think the spawn system, I don't know if it was really encouraging team play. I never got that feeling. It was more just like, here's a quality of life change. You don't want to be stuck over there, teleport back. Or you don't want to be stuck over there, teleport forward if you're pushing. If you're on the attacking side, it's helpful to get in closer. If you're on the defending side and you lost the point, it's helpful to kind of go back and be with everyone. Like, and I do see what they were trying to say. But I was just like, let me get closer to the team. But I guess that's what they're saying. So yeah, I mean, hey, it does make sense. It does make sense.
That's only in quick play. And I understand like what they're going for, and I think it's not bad for quick play. But for ranked, okay. So I've had a few situations where I had like a sweaty quick play game, and then like they just happen to have like the god spawns of like an Orisa coming out of spawn, standing on the cart, waiting. Everyone else is dead, waiting, and then everybody respawns as they die, and so then the next group's already coming out of the spawn. So like you haven't really got anything done. They all come out. Somebody dies like right away. They're spawning with the Orisa, and then the other three people slowly die. Right, like they die, like like 2-3 of them like drop out over time. And then the Orisa's on the way back, and it's just like it's this endless cycle of like feeling like you're being stalled out, which is kind of bad, Okay, for those who don't know, the spawn together system adjusts individuals' players' respawn time so they respawn with teammates more often. This system will get a tuning pass in season 9.
Okay, so it's gonna be better maybe? We'll see. And I did not know it was only quick play. That is unfortunate. That's not a good thing.
I'm worried about that just because like I've already felt in quick play where it can like genuinely make a game on like Third Point Kings Row, for example, much more frustrating. And in comp, I would assume that would be exasperated a little bit. But we'll see. Party frames is one of these. Wait, what? Party frames is one of these. These are the on-screen player health indicators that we use for our PvE events. Other possible features such as backfill improvements, changes to our scoreboard, and ways to mitigate spawn camping also align with this. Okay, the health bar thing is probably the best change. Backfill improvements literally shouldn't even be something that is listed. Like, that should just happen.
Okay, so what I wanted to comment on this was it would be really good to see everyone's health on your screen. I just don't want it to take up too much of the screen and be annoying. You know what I'm saying? And I would hate that, but hey, it is what it is. But if they can do it right and it doesn't get annoying, just like how it is in the PvE, I mean, shit, I fuck with it, because then you can kind of see your team without having to look at them, Like, if my soldier is over there and I'm looking over here, I gotta turn my ass around. Shit, drop my phone to see him, you know. So I do appreciate that. I mean, that would be nice. The backfill improvements, change your scoreboard, mitigate spawn camping. We'll see what they do with that, but
Like that.
oh, I'm not
That should be
sure.
something that like needs to be improved. That should be the standard. Changes the scoreboard's good.
And yes, the backfill improvement needs to be fixed because it's like you could go 2 minutes into a game and no one gets picked, or like, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
And ways to mitigate spawn camping, that's pretty good too. But to be honest with you, spawn camping mostly happens in like steamroll games, you know? Like if you're talking about like a Zen who's walking back from spawn who's getting harassed by a tracer and the tracer's killing them over and over, that's the tracer just playing well. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's a bad thing. But if you're talking about like, you know, your whole team is their whole team is at your spawn door and you can't even leave because you're just getting rolled. That's like a matchmaking issue, I think, right? But anyways.
Yeah, it's hard to tell between a camper and then like someone who's just good at what they're doing, you know?
Some of these systems are under discussion and are in some development. I don't think a mini-map has a likelihood of shipping, but I do think party frames are likely. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Mini-map I think is kind of dumb. I don't think Overwatch needs a mini-map. I think if like we don't need more clutter on the screen.
A mini map would be a little much. I agree. Like, where would you put it? Because you have the hero icon in the bottom right. You have your health, right? Hero icon and is in the bottom right with the health, and then you have your abilities on the left side. I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember the HUD, bro. But like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it is. But it's like, and then if you're gonna have the three. Yeah, it's too much shit. So, kind of good.
I'm not really about that, but the party frames is nice. I like that. Basically, that just means like on the side that you have like everyone on your team's health bar, which is good, especially if you're like a support player, or a tank player. Tank player and support players would help a lot. It's our hope that staying closer to your teammates and having more information on what they're doing will help encourage team play. But what happens when your team is not working well together? We definitely want to make this a little less frustrating. We've talked about the new competitive system that's coming in Season 9, but there's a massive set of gameplay and balance changes coming to that season as well.
Yep. It's gonna change the game up, which is good.
Damage spikes in combat. Listen, man, I want to be super optimistic because Aaron, obviously, as always, nails it right on the fucking money. But the recent balance changes have been fucking horrendous. Like,
Kind of true. Like the mid-season patch was like, it wasn't it. You know, like it was not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I mean, like, yes, nerfed Maga was good, but then they buffed Orisa, and I mean, shit, she's broken at shit. Literally the other day, I was playing a comp match, and I was trying to play a nerfed Maga just to see what he was like, and you know, he's not terrible. Like, he can still do really well, but I can definitely tell like he's been, you know, killed, like not as strong as he was, and I literally was getting shit on for like 2/3 of the game, and I switched to Orisa and we won the game. You know, like I clutched up and we won the game, and it's just like, yeah, bro, she's pretty strong.
And I'm really trying not to be mean about it. Horrendous. So I understand what they're going for, but I hope to God it's in the right way. I hope to God. Like genuinely, what we need is a global damage and healing nerf, and that means DPS, support, and tank damage, all of them. And then you also bring healing down, right? It like slows down the pace of the game, which is good.
Yeah, so what he's trying to say is like, keep the same health pools, but nerf the healing and then nerf the damage, so that, because when you do both at the same time, what that does is it's like, because if you just nerf healing, then there's going to be too much damage that's going to out damage the potential healing. So you can't do that. But you can't just nerf damage, because then there's going to be too much healing and not enough damage to out deal damage the healing. So to just make it both, you know what I'm saying? You just got to nerf both at the same time.
I won't get in all of it here. We're standalone post closer to the start of that season. Fair. For the sake of the current discussion, I'd like to talk about one.
I'm gonna speed it up though, just because I've been recording a lot recently, and I don't know how much space I got left, so I'm gonna kind of speed it up.
Aspect of it. In Season 9, both tank and damage heroes will get a modified, tuned-down version of the support healing passive.
Yes, I did see that. Yes, they're gonna. So it's gonna be pretty nuts. I don't know what it's gonna mean, but
I am not a TF2 player. I've never played it, but isn't that something they have in TF2? Like everyone has global healing in certain ways? No? I thought if you were out of fight for such a long time, oh, it's paladins. Oh, like if you're out of the fight for like 10 seconds, your health starts going up or something like that. Is that paladins? Oh, it's paladins. Okay, my apologies, chat. Listen, it's been a long week, okay? I don't hate it. I actually don't hate it, but I could definitely see some issues. Certain characters like Sombra, Tracer, Genji, Ball, big ones that come to mind.
yeah, basically characters with a bunch of movement, they just go, oh, I'm out, and then like they can go heal themselves, you know. But it is a tuned down version, so I don't know. I mean, what does that mean, right? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. What does that mean?
Damage for like 3 seconds, you get a little bit of health back. That's actually kind of nice. You're trading shield damage for health. Low key, I'm actually kind of down with it. I'm down to see what happens. Like, actually, one of my recent critiques when I went over the recent patch notes for the mid-season was that the patch notes have just been freaking terrible. And the game just feels stale. Like, even if the game was more balanced and they didn't just start randomly tuning knobs, like, the game just feels stale. Like, everyone's just bored. You know, like, you can always tell by how bored the Overwatch community is by how much drama there's currently taking place on Twitter. Like, that's always what happens. And so, if you know, you know. Anyways, though, yeah, like, like, the passives haven't been changed since, like, the start of the game. Like, stuff like that, like, they've never even, like, experimented with. I'm down. I'm actually down. This should give non-support players more options in terms of sustaining themselves.
I hope it is good. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see.
Individual players now have more control over their health pool. In Overwatch, there is a constant tug of war between the power of a team and the power of an individual hero or player. A change like this shifts that balance a bit. This is something that we are constantly evaluating. We still want Overwatch to be defined by team strategy and mechanics, but we feel this can also be pulled back a bit and possibly more in the future. So
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. And like,
yeah. Maybe because like they're adding more heroes.
Mercy or Pharah Mercy. And it's like you could play Pharah, you could play Echo.
Yeah.
Without a Mercy at that point, right? But then like, you know, does Mercy become worse? Or does Mercy
well, no. I mean, yes, you could play them without, but the whole reason you would want to play them is one, because it's a constant heal, it's a better heal, and also the damage boost. So I don't think it's gonna cancel it out. I don't know. We'll see. Season 9's coming. We'll see.
Or less valuable. I don't actually know. There's a lot of things
I think the pocket still is very valuable because of the damage. You know.
Fundamental gameplay change to the scale that we've never seen before. I'm in. I'm down. I'm totally down. Like I've been saying this for a while. The game just feels stale and it feels kind of boring at the moment. So I'm down with just shaking it up. If they do some crazy shit like this and it feels good, hell yeah. Like why not? I still strongly believe that the reason why Overwatch 2 felt so good in the beginning when we first started all playing it was because it was new and it felt exciting. We need that feeling again. We're also actively looking at new ways of improving the core gameplay experience. We just launched our first ever quick play hacked event. I haven't read into this, so I'm gonna have to look at it after. For the weekend, there will be modified rules in effect for our quick play queues. This is the first iteration of quicker play, and it changes many of the quick play rules to make matches quicker. Payloads and capture times are faster, respawn times are quicker, and matches are shorter. This particular experiment is designed to look at how these changes affect player psychology. All right, Aaron kind of spitting with that one, because that's actually very important. For instance, if a player spends less time waiting to respawn, will getting eliminated by an opponent be less frustrating? If matches are shorter, will each loss have the same sting as it currently does?
That's an interesting question. Yes and no, because like if you get steamrolled, I mean, it doesn't matter if the match was 10 minutes long or 20 minutes long, you still got steamrolled. However, like it does feel really bad if like you're going back and forth with this team, it's back and forth, and yet you still lose, you know. So I don't know what I would say to that. It's an interesting answer, but I don't know. It might.
Benefits that could come from this event, such as quicker matchmaking and quicker challenge completion.
Challenge completion, I don't think really people care about, but it is what it is.
For other ideas to improve the game. That's what these quick play hacked events are designed to do, quicken the feedback loop and allow for swifter implementation of improvements to the game. In fact, we have one more card later in
Interesting, they have one more. Okay, that's cool.
We'll be back in a few.
That's cool. Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm excited.
Okay, so final thoughts on it. Quicker play is cool. I haven't played it. I haven't even read about it really yet, so I don't even know how drastic it is, so I can't go too deep on it. But I like that they try stuff like that for a weekend. Why the fuck not? Makes it something fun. It's almost like a mini event. The healing passive thing is insane. I'm actually very surprised by that. But hey, they're trying new shit. I'm in. I'm down. But overall, though, I'm still kind of waiting and seeing. I want to see what happens for season 9. Obviously, there's a part of this that I'm still super concerned about, which is deception.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna just end his video right there. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens. You know, there's gonna be a bunch of changes throughout season 9. Is it going to kill the game? Is it going to bring the game back to life? We don't know. But what I do know is I'm excited. I do like the passive change, and I want to try this quick play hack. So I'm actually going to play it tonight after this video. I'm going to try that out, and then I'm going to make a video on it probably sometime this weekend. Or I don't know if I'm allowed to try it out right now. They said this weekend, so I don't know if it's available right now. But if it is, I'm going to try it out right now. But anyways, I'm going to try it out when I can. And, you know, I'll give my thoughts on that, but I'm excited, you know, it's good they're doing more events like this, where it's just like, it's a different change, so it's a little different, and then they're going to do another one later this season before it ends, so I'm excited. Anyways, guys, and what he's saying right here, the many of these changes are aimed at reducing damage spikes in combat. Like we said, I don't mind that, but you can't reduce damage and not reduce healing. Just like he said, like I do agree with Flats there. Like if you don't reduce healing and damage at the same time, you're screwed. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, I'm excited for season 9. So make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.